Hello and welcome to the channel. About 2 months ago now, I was able to complete another project that I had wanted to complete before the 2025 public event season. As a Fallschirmjäger reenactor, I bought a drop container a few years ago now and took it to events to add to the display that my reenactment group was putting together at the time. When I bought it, following some restoration work, I had sprayed it in a generic white, added some markings and a completely random FL number that I had taken from a picture of a container. I had plans to turn it into a Pioneer container that contained explosive charges and smoke discharge canisters. For the first year, I had some generic inserts cut to support rifles and ammo boxes, and that sufficed in the initial stages for the first year of the reenactment events, as I went to pick up the container about a month prior to the first proper event that we did as a group, and didn't have much time for anything more specific. Post that, having sufficient time to thoroughly complete research, I had found a picture of a drop container FL-29647 that was captured during the Battle of the Bulge by the Americans in the Ardennes in the winter of 1944. Following this, the decision was made to change the display to portray elements of the German Fallschirmjäger during Operation Stösser. I will leave a link in the description to where you can find a video that I made on the 80th anniversary of the event, which was one of my first videos when I started this YouTube channel. First, the container needed to be resprayed to match the correct colour. The first attempt at this was inaccurate at best. The paint purchased looked identical to German Dunkelgelb in the images. However, the RAL code for this particular paint was too yellowish, bright, and wasn't accurate for the project. On the second attempt, the paint colour was much more accurate to the reference images, and the container was resprayed again. In addition to this, the black band seen in the base of the image was added, as well as the reproduction wheels, which were also spray painted black as well. It's a shame the container doesn't have its original wheels or original boilerplate anymore. However, to better increase the accuracy and authenticity of the display, I plan to add original wheels to this in the future where I can find some. In addition to getting the paintwork redone, I reached out to a graphic design company who printed off all the stencils for the proper tactical markings on the outside and the FL number, and the additional stencils for the inside of the container to denote the content, with the FL number being checked against an online database to confirm its content. About a month after finishing the paintwork for the container, I attempted to rework the insides, adding the support pieces to get this as accurate as possible to the original item. For this, I went out to purchase some wood as close to what as I can infer the original was made out of from a local supply and hardware store. I had purchased a large sheet and two smaller pieces for the side rails. After dragging the container out of the garage and into the garden, I started by removing the current wooden insert panels that I had for it. I traced them on the new board so I knew that they would fit. However, this had to be fine-tuned later with a bit of sanding. With the two end pieces cut, I had to measure the internal lengths to cut the two smaller pieces that go down the side of the container to support the ammo boxes. Throughout the process, I used some of my ammo box collection inside the container for references of certain lengths. With the wood cut and pieces assembled, the guide holes were cut for the supporters. These were traced in a position to be able to slot together like a puzzle. I had made the holes slightly larger so the piece was able to be freely threaded through the holes in the end pieces so that it could be assembled inside and outside of the container. I had to make sure during the process the two end pieces were low enough, the handle could still be folded in and wasn't obstructed. I hadn't cut out the small grooves in the pieces yet, as I usually only take one firearm to events at a time. I didn't want to leave my K98 lying around in a container at an event. Even under the watchful eye of other group members, to negate the liability, I usually only take one main weapon and one sidearm and keep it with me on my person at all times. I then sprayed the pieces to remove the pencil marking before inserting and assembling the entire thing into the container. As you can see from the images, where I have tested it with some of my own ammo boxes, the assembly will be able to easily hold up to 8 ammo boxes, 9 if you include the one in the centre. As shown in the original image, I do plan to get a Panzerfaust head for the midsection and can put a few hand grenades in the top to mirror the original image. I had tested that the handle folds in and the container lid latches closed and shut. After all that work, my cat also appeared to give it the seal of his approval. This had been a bit of a time-consuming project, and it was nice weather on that weekend to spend the day outside making the internals for the container. The only thing I'm still yet to do with this project is to purchase the internal straps that hold the ammo boxes, and then it will be complete. I'm sure that if you're in or around the UK at some of the World War II reenactment events that are being held this year, or if not in future, you might see myself and this container out and about on display. I wanted to document this process as an example of what casual event goers don't get to see in the winter/spring months, and the work and effort reenactors put in behind the scenes to get displays ready in preparation for events, to showcase to the public and to educate them about things they might not be familiar with at events. I've had several people come up to me and ask what this mysterious container is and what it was used for, and I'm more than happy to politely explain and educate people and let them take photos of genuine World War II equipment pieces. I'm sure it'll look good properly displayed at events over the summer, and I look forward to hopefully sharing some photos from this season later on this year. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video informative. I know there's something a bit different, and I hope channel viewers appreciate some of the more reenactment based content as well as some of the more research intensive history videos. If you have any suggestions for content that you'd like to see on the channel in future, please let me know with a comment below or the pinned community post on my channel. And with that being said, thank you.